It's a beautiful morning here on Delmarva. Welcome back to Shorebelly Farmer. We're still waiting on the lime spreader to be dropped off. So what I got to do in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and get the loader ready, put it on the trailer, take it over to the farm, get fuel in it, and get the tractor out of the barn. That way when the spreader comes, we can hook right to it and get right to work. So let's get started with that. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing?
Mommy said I was gonna do some work.
Yeah, Dad's gonna do some work.
Can I do it with you?
Can you do it with me? I'll tell you what, let me get everything set up and you'll probably can spread some lime with me.
Okay.
It's an early morning traffic jam. I never thought I'd have to wait to get fuel. Well, it's middle part of the afternoon. We had to wait for the spreader to get here. Our lime is here. And take a look at the consistency is like a heavy flour, a little heavy wet flour. I haven't been doing much talking so far. We've already spread about 35 acres. And two reasons. One is I just wanted to make sure everything was calibrated properly and that we were putting on the right amount of lime and that everything was working smoothly. The other problem is I have got severe allergies. I can't seem to go a couple sentences without sneezing, eyes watering, nose running. It's spring. But anyway, we are spreading. I'm not sure if you can see that there, but that's what the cab view looks like, what I see, turn around and looking. And then this is what I'm following. So you see these little dots, that lets me know I'm exactly in line with where I need to be, within 2 inches. And then as a red dot appears, that's telling me I need to turn towards the dot to get back centered again. And it comes in handy. You know, we're good at making sure we don't overlap and waste material. So just to give you an idea here, I'll go a little bit off course here. Oh no, see, I'm way off course. I got distracted. There's a pretty girl on a bicycle. I gotta come back. That's how that works. I'm always focused, honey. I never take my eyes off of what I'm supposed to be looking at. I don't see those pretty girls over there jogging. It's okay. I think it's a little wet out here. I went through that with the tail end of the last load, so that way I was light as I could possibly be and go through the mud hole, and she was still struggling dragging through it. And we're going to go around it now since that's already been spread. But yeah, it's a little sloppy. So we got this field done, and this field's actually 54 acres, but you see it shows 59.5 acres. And the reason that is because I didn't turn off the coverage logging, basically the mapping, when I was doing overlaps on the end. Even though the spreader was off, the software thought we were still spreading. So as you can see, all these areas that are like really bright yellow, that's showing where we've got double coverage. So if you were to erase all that, we'd probably be down to about the 54 acre mark. And you can see where I forgot to turn logging on here. But I do this usually after every field just to make sure I didn't miss a part of the field that I was supposed to get. But that's an idea. If you were a bird up in the sky, this is what the field looks like. So all the fields we've been in up to this point, we've been spreading 3/4 of a ton of lime per acre. And what determines that is how much lime comes out of the back of the spreader, plus how fast we're driving. That determines how much you end up covering per acre. So we've been driving six to 6.25 miles an hour, and this is the setting we have it on for getting 3/4 of a ton per acre. The next field we're going to is going to be a ton to the acre. The acidity in the soil is really high, so we need to try to raise the pH up a little bit. So we're going to move this up to 6. So right there, that sets it to a ton to the acre. And essentially all that's doing is it opens this door up just a little bit higher to allow more of it to come out of the belt and then down here onto the spreaders. It's not science, Archimedes. All right, maybe it is. It's actually a lot of calculating, but you know. While he's finishing loading that last load, I'll come over here and give you an idea of just how thick, or really lightly or thin, the lime on the ground is once you spread it. So this is it. If you could see just that little bit of white granularity there, that's the lime. And you know, here's where we spread, and it does a pretty even job. As you can see, it's almost like a light dusting of snow, really. I got a hitchhiker. Come on. What do you say, buddy Bill?
I was running too fast.
You were running too fast? Are on. We're farming at night, and I got my little man with me. Say hi.
Hi.
So we didn't really get started spreading lime today until about 1:30 or so. It is now 7:45, and in that time we've spread. This is our 4th farm, and we're working on about 140 acres spread so far. So that's pretty good. I'll take that, considering we had to move twice and go. You know. A lot of these farms have smaller cut up fields. This is a nice farm here, got big fields, but man, am I excited. Even though allergies might be whooping my butt today, we're in the field getting something done, and I like it. So we're not gonna push too late tonight. I've got all day tomorrow. I took off work tomorrow as well to try to finish this. Might not be able to see my tracks anymore because it's getting dark out, but this GPS certainly tells me right where I need to be. Well, it's a nice morning. Good morning. Happy 2nd day of lime spreading. First thing we got to do is we got shorted a load yesterday. I talked to the salesman. They had a truck breakdown that didn't get here in time, so it's going to be delivered this morning. So I changed where they're going to deliver it because we changed how we were spreading the lime, where we were toting it to. The drivers identify where they're going to dump the lime by 2 flags and a sign that says dump here. Now I told them the road, but they don't know what field to dump in. So I got to take the 2 flags out there and push the sign in the ground. And then we're going to finish up spreading over here on Eugene's farm, and then move the loader and the tractor out there on my 20 acres out towards Bishopville, and then spread out there, and then we'll be done with the lime spreader, the loader. Well, we almost made it. it's raining. Looked at the radar, doesn't look that bad. It's just going to make things a little more sloppy than they already are, unfortunately. But I figured what I'll do, normally 22 tons would take 3 loads to spread. I might load the spreader a bit light and split it up into 4, maybe even 5 different loads to keep the weight off the spreader and hopefully float across the top of most of the mud. But it ain't looking good. That's farming. What you didn't see too, I haven't had the camera on for a few hours, a couple hours anyway. I had the wife kind of run me back and forth to get the equipment moved out here, and it was a Chinese fire drill because she had plans. She had to go to the store. She has stuff she needs to get done when she gets home. She's working on teaching the kids. She's probably busier than I am, but Eugene's gone and I don't have anybody to run me back and forth, so we make do. So anyway, we got this last farm to spread. It's 21 acres and we'll get it done, I think. Just might get a little wet doing it. I figured I'd take a minute and explain to you why we're putting lime on the field. I don't think I've done that yet. And the reason we're putting lime down is, I'm sure all of you remember back to science class, you had the pH scale. The lower the number, the more acidic. The higher the number, the more alkaline something is. So our soils around here tend to drift to be the more acidic level. The acidic soils tend to inhibit root growth. It actually will burn the roots. They become so acidic. Corn, typically you want to see somewhere around 6 to 6.2. And there are people that say go a little higher than that. There's people that say go a little lower than that. We just kind of split the difference between everybody's thoughts and opinions and try to keep it between 6 and 6.2. The problem is, you go too acidic, again, you burn the roots, inhibit root growth. If you go too high in the pH level, you know, go up into the upper 6s, lower 7s, then you run into an issue where you're tying up the nutrients in the soil. So the soil will hold the nutrients, it binds to it because the pH is so high, and the crop, it's not there for the crop to utilize. It needs to have that balance in order for a good, healthy crop. So what we spread here is lime, and it's about the most economical. Now there is another source of lime. We haven't done anything with it. It's a liquid lime. I don't know much about it. If you do know quite a bit about it, I'd like to hear. Put a comment down below if you happen to be another farmer, or maybe you're just an agronomist, or you know, you just know more than me, which is very possible. Most people do. Drop that down below and let us know what that liquid lime is about. I'm interested in it because it seems to be that you can put it on with a sprayer while doing other things, like maybe spraying burn down to burn off a cover crop, or just burn off the winter foliage that has settled. Like we get a lot of chickpea here, and what barn grass, I guess you would call it. But let me know. But anyway, that's why we spread lime. That's why we're doing this. And it seems, now I'm not a multi-generational farmer, and I haven't been farming for 3 or 4 decades, but based in my short limited time in farming, the soil acidity does seem to be linked, in my thoughts, does seem to be linked to the amount of rain we get. Because I hear people say, well, we don't have to put lime on but once every 7 years or so. But I've put lime on this farm twice in the last 5 years. So there's something to do, in my eyes, there's something to do with the amount of rain we get that raises the acidity. Now, whether it's acid rain that does it, whether it's just the type of soils we have. Look at that. Oh, hold on. This is what I'm dealing with, the combine ruts from last year. I'm actually surprised we're going through this. But it seems to be drier back here than I thought, which is a good thing. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna rupture my spleen. Whew. Almost lost my life. I'm not sure if it's maybe just the type of soil. I mean, there's many types. You got sandy loams and mucks, and is that in the field? I don't know, we'll find out. I don't know if it's true or not. Just an observation I had while I'm beating and banging around, dodging between the raindrops. I don't know what it is about this area. It is not raining south of us, it's not raining north of us, but this time of year, we get the rain, and then when we need it in June or July, we just can't seem to get it. Us farmers are never happy with the weather. It could be sunny, I'd find something to complain about right now. So with that, thank you all for watching, and goodbye from Delmarva.
Shorebilly farmer out.
just like that, we're done spreading line. Now, pretty important stuff. Where's the bathroom at? That'll do.